Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, how you doing this morning? I'm so excited. Early voting starts today in Pontiac, Michigan, July 26th. Man, whew. I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't think or didn't know that this day, um, it was so far away on the calendar when we first started this election, and now it's here. We've had absentees go out at the end of June. People have cast their votes. We've been door knocking. Folks have been saying that they have voted for me already. They are encouraging me. They are praying for us, the team as a whole, and I'm I'm ecstatic. I am ecstatic. I am grateful. I am humbled to have this opportunity. Who wouldn't want to lead a beautiful city like Pontiac? Who wouldn't want to lead it? Who wouldn't want to bear the weight of it all? And when you've trained for it, when you've spent time like I have in the silos of this community and learned how to bring them together, who wouldn't want to bear that load? I am excited with your help to be the next mayor of Pontiac because Pontiac is the city of promise. I named it that many, many years ago because of the fact of what it did for me. A 19-year-old man, young man, coming to a place to say, you know what? I see beauty here. I see promise. I see hope. I see who I can be. Now, I don't regret anything. But when I knew showing up here and being in the midst of individuals who were able to help create and shape and mold and build and construct my mind, prepare my heart in such a way. 30 years of public service consistently here in the city of Pontiac. I'm the only candidate in this race that has taken their time, made decisions at each executive level, school district, municipality, law enforcement, led initiatives and efforts and produced programming in each and every last one of those industries. Only candidate in this race that can honestly say that they've been at the tables and been pushed away from those tables because we stood with integrity and accountability, and we demanded that we be respected, that the citizens of this community be respected. Our platform is strong. Only candidate in this race that I stayed disciplined to the task. Running for office was a means to an end, meaning in the school district, I was a school resource officer. First, I started on the education side, teaching in the classroom, digital divide work. At Bethune Elementary is how I started, even before law enforcement came into play. Many of you know that history. Many of you understand that history. Many of you have seen. But that's where it started at, Bethune, right next to the Lakeside Projects. Then I navigated my way into being community police officer, school resource officer. If you graduated in the class of 2000, a little bit of 99, 2000 to 2010, chances are I handed you your high school diploma. Consistency. All while in law enforcement, when we went through the funding of police in 2008, we were laying off, slowly but surely cutting us down. Got laid off in 2008. I stayed all the way to 2010. Still serving consistently on that school board, making sure that our kids had the financial resources to continue their education. Who can say that they've done it consistently? Man, I tell you, I'm excited about the journey that God took me through. Because if it wasn't for the goodness of God and instilling me into being intentional about the assignment. Now, later I did get called back and recalled at 2010 on a grant. Some individuals were serving on a council at that time. And they talk about all the things that they've done, but they allowed the police department to be dismantled. Got laid off again. Executive decisions that affected my life, many of my partner lives, the men and women who served Pontiac consistently, who were born and raised here, gone. But then there was an opportunity. Oakland County Sheriff's Office. Oh my goodness. They came in and they said, we can help you restore your community. We can help you. So the emergency manager and the sitting mayor at that time entered into the contract. And I'm grateful that they did. But it wasn't always, it was out of desperation. But yet the county came, and I've worked with some great men and women, oh my goodness, who love this city just as much as I do. I've seen them work overtime, gift time as we were turning this city back into the hands of the residents because we were getting overran with crime and the elements thereof. Residents having to step up and really protect us. And when I say us, because I'm here, I've been here since I was 19. Law enforcement. Thought I had a wonderful career. And I had to start it over, but I stayed. Still serving on that school board. Still pushing for bonds, sinking fund efforts, to making sure that we can reestablish what we had to ultimately redesign in 2009. That's when Pontiac High came. I knew some decisions had to be made. I knew some partnerships had to be established. And the only way to do that is become the bridge, the conduit between those silos. And we were able to do it here at the second level. We all work together to making sure that every resident, every student had an opportunity to have some enrichment programming. But those executive level decisions were not being made. And people would come in after jealousy or envy or run for office or get their friends in office, and we would have to start back over again. Or at best, reestablish over and over and over and over again. And it's the consistency at the executive level that I clearly understood that needed to change. So I began to work closely with council in the mayor's office. Began to work closely in those programs that they were saying were in the community. Community policing started leading efforts of recreation. I helped lead us through COVID in the pandemic when the world was shut down. It's proof. I keep the receipts. I was the treasurer of the Pontiac Community Foundation, where Dustin McCullen is the CEO and founder. and grateful to him and his vision. He's now the pastor of Pontiac Church, but grateful to him and his vision that we set up when the pandemic was happening. I'm working in law enforcement. I'm working in the schools. I'm working in the schools. I'm not on the school board at the time. I looked at school leadership. We looked at the municipal leadership, and nobody had a plan for our city. We started putting our brains together. We started calling on partners. Dustin led that effort. He led that effort. He brought OU in together. Dr. Jennifer Lucarelli, if you ever work with her, she can organize air molecules. Do you hear me? And many, many other partners started creating food pantries and ways that we can give out food. And we were still monitoring, how to get through the COVID with all of the rules and regulations and things of that nature. There was a mapping system that was designed where every week people can pick up food. I was delivering food, resources. Then the COVID picked up even more. So then we had to incorporate, how do you get the vaccinations if folks want them? How do they go? Where do they go? Set that up. And we brought even more organizations in. And then eventually the municipality kicked in. We were delivering food, so the school district allowed some of the school buses to help deliver food to some of the neighborhoods. And I knew I had to get back into office at that point. And I got back into office. I said, because we cannot let our system fail. We cannot let our children down. So I got back in office. You guys voted me back in. And man, I tell you, I got there. It was trustees on that board didn't even know what Public Act 451 was. They didn't know that they could vote. They didn't know what a resolution was. And it was the current leadership there that just wanted them to just follow behind them. Somebody had to step up. So we had to change how we were being viewed and the decisions that we were making. And then I was able to, we were still on Zoom, lead us through that. It was tough. That had to be one of the hardest things I've done. One of the hardest things. Led us through the pandemic. We had to figure out how we were going to get our kids back into the classroom. So a lot of the mandates were changing from the state of Michigan. So it was building those relationships, building a relationship with Oakland County Health Services. It was Dr. Calandra, God rest her soul, my sister. She led Oakland County through the process. Thank her for that. We are safe and alive, and those of who have made it through because of Dr. Calandra. And I'm gonna leave that right there because I'm getting a little, There were choices that needed to be made, and people made them and sacrificed their lives to do it. We did that. School opened back up. Now, how do we educate our kids? We had some tough decisions to make, and we made them. People take credit, oh, I help. They say, what did they say? I help fight to eliminate the debt. As we reached out to many people and went to Lansing ourselves and had to testify as a school board president to making sure that we can clear that long-term debt. I have the text messages where that person asked me to send resolutions to people that were in Lansing. They wasn't in there. They wasn't there. But they're saying that's on their platform. That's cool. But we got rid of the long-term debt. The only debt that we've had at this particular point in time was that bond debt, $147 million. I'm the only candidate in this race that's walked through forensic audits that have held people accountable while other candidates were in office. Wasn't something that it was a practice. It was a standard that I set within myself that we will be fiscally responsible. We will be financially stable. We will look at the numbers. We will see how we're spending money. That's just a part of it. So then we navigated through all of that. And then, of course, everything gets right-sized, and I wasn't thinking about running for mayor because the current mayor, Tim Grimer, I was on his executive team and transition team, and I remember that for that first month, it was just literally just me and him and executive assistants in that office. Facts. I got the receipts, and they're going to come out. All of everything that I'm sharing with you, I promise you, you're going to see. And I've identified and allowed some of the other stuff to come out as well. But I'm telling you, it did not come easy. But I'm just giving you a backstory on the history of why voting for me is the safest vote. Why voting for me is a strong vote for your family, your legacy, for who you are. Because I've had to endure the same indecisiveness, the same lack of accountability, the same lack of transparency, the gaslighting of doing a little good, and then we just disappear. And then we come back to make you feel good, and then they disappear. I had to endure it with you. But I have a plan and a solution. Because of it, and learning and through it all, learning it made me stronger and better. So when I spent 2 years in the municipality, before we had to come up with a new charter, I transitioned from the municipality to get on that charter board because there were candidates who wanted to turn us into another, in my opinion, emergency manager situation, a dictatorship. They wanted a city manager. This will be good for Pontiac. Look, all the city managers everywhere else. No. Let the people decide who leads them. Oh, they can. Come on. And now, because I was determined not to let that happen, I asked you to write me in, and you wrote me in. 1,100 of you wrote me in and said, Gil, go fight for us. Gil, please don't let that happen. It didn't happen. 4,000 of you said, hey, listen, I agree with the charter, but we have to put we have to change some things a little bit. It's not the old 1982 charter, but hey, I can live with this. 4,000 or so of you said that. You agree with that. You put a public integrity officer in that charter. Thank you to Commissioner Stuart Scott for that language, for working on that tirelessly. Jose Yarborough, thank you for that language. The Public Integrity Office and the Ethic Board, because we knew we could no longer just sit back and just allow things to happen to us. And because things took so long, because individuals, you saw individuals coupled with it. You saw individuals succumbing to the pressures of the office and the groups, the cliques. When that charter passed in August in 2024, I'm like, I just knew. I said, ooh, by the time this election comes up, we're going to have some things established. By the time this comes up, ooh-wee, look at this charter. We're going to have a public integrity officer. We now have to go through all of the things that we're seeing right now. But the council and administration failed to effectively implement it. They implemented parts of it. The part where the president gets paid, they implemented that. And then came back and said, there's some financial things attached to that charter that we're going to have to look at, or hopefully the new administration and the newer council looks at that. But you can implement your pay, what's good for you as an individual, but wasn't good enough for everyone else. We need to establish accountability, integrity back to that seat, to that office. I'm your safest choice in making sure that decisions are made on the behalf of you and me, Mr. and Mrs. Pontiac. My wife is amazing in the sense of where she tries to always get me to look at the other side, and I do. I spend less time now on the whole what they did versus what can I do about it. This campaign is about what we could do about it. See, we understand that we're the safest choice because we walked it down. We understand that we can bring back safer neighborhoods. We have a plan and solution for that. The reestablishment of the block clubs, because the CBDG funds are here, are back in-house. We don't know how much of it we're going to have because of the recent changes, but we have some help in that area. Accountability. We know how to hold ourselves accountable. I've been held accountable by you in several spaces that I've operated in. It's not new to me. I don't mind living in the fishbowl. But accountability is not about punishment. It's about saying, okay, listen, and it's not about being perfect. It's about making sure that if some things are either done right or done wrong, that we can at least look at it and say, okay, listen, what corrections can we make? Or how much can we improve on what we've already done? It's not a bad word. Financially stable, stability. Finances is in order. Forensic audits are needed. Budgeting experience. Hundreds of millions of dollars I've budgeted. And in the forensic audits that I've helped to bring to fruition, that we've seen in the school district itself where I've started, there was a time we ran 3 years straight without an audit finding. I was very proud of that. Once upon a time. Economic success for all. Small businesses are the backbone and the structure of any city. Getting them the resources that they need, that if they are trying to build themselves up to go into brick and mortar, that they can. That's economic success for all. Having real developers come in and not just pick leaders that they want to, that just envision things for them so that they can benefit, but the people that they're going to have housed in their homes benefit. Code enforcement, reestablishing and rebuilding a system that's been broken. Not just have people hired and then forcing them to bring back numbers that reflect where they've had to go into communities and some things they see and some things they don't. But that's a management issue. Help to reestablish that. That's economic success for all. Transparency. We're going to use technology to build us a system that each district could use. That when you look at the digital dashboard in your district area, you're going to say, okay, I know what project is going on over here in District 1. I know the timeline. I know the completion date. And if something changes, I can go look at it and see how it changed. So you can continue the conversations and make decisions for your home. That level of transparency. And youth empowerment. You know I'm never going to leave out that. You know I'm never leaving out my kids. Youth empowerment, showing them through civil work that, hey, listen, this is how the municipality works. And then putting in enrichment programs that can build a stronger workforce for the city of Pontiac. That when we tap into these industries that need employees that know their systems, that we are at the top of the pick when they're saying, okay, listen, we know that Pontiac is training individuals ready for where we need them to be. And not just to be workers, but to be managers as well. And even in most cases, entrepreneurs, to find solutions that they can build upon themselves or make and say, okay, how do I provide this solution to this particular market? Teach them to be entrepreneurs and think for themselves. Safety. SAFETY. That's the focus of this campaign. Safety. And we're the safest vote. So listen, I think I kept you longer than what I decided to do. I don't know. I did. Actually, I did. Get over to the library. Let's get this started. Early voting. You see it here. Early voting begins July 26, 2025, and will run through August 3rd, 2025. The following are the early voting hours. Here are the hours: 8:30 to 4:30 Monday and Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday it changes to 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Then we're back to the regular schedule Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Pontiac Public Library. That's where you will go for early voting. 60 East Pike. That's where you will go for early voting. July 26th, it starts today, early voting. I'm excited about it all, man. I'm telling you, I'm ecstatic. I'm elated that this opportunity is before us. So we start walking at 8:30. We are the safest choice. You know us. You know me. You've seen me grow. You've seen me challenge individuals and groups when things weren't right. That was the past. I'm still going to stand in the gap for our residents. And I'm still going to be the first through the door. A vote for me is a vote of confidence. Not just for me, but for your legacy. It's not rocket. It is not something that we take lightly. And I'm not playing with this. This is not a game for me. This is not a stepping stone for me. Once we get through this first term, we're going to be working for your honesty and your vote for the second term. It's not about, it's not a, we get in and trying to figure out what to do. Ain't no learn on the job. I've been there. I've worked in it. Every candidate that you see running this race had to come work with me, had to bring me in and say, okay, go fix it. Tell us what you did so we can go tell the people. Ain't that crazy? Yeah. I know how to work with individuals, but what I will not do is sell out Pontiac, Michigan for an individual. Let me make that clear. I can work with anyone in any room, at any place, but not at the cost of our residents. I will not compromise that, and I stand on it. No large profit margin will ever come before the welfare and health of this community. Now, I've protected this community my whole adult life. I've had departments, other leaders, so-called leaders, or individuals who thought they can control me by simply weaponizing departments or or teams or friends or cousins against me. That's okay. That's a part of it. That is a part of it. Doesn't have to be, but it is. But it makes you stronger. And it made me stronger. Listen, with your help, I'm Gil Garrett. Early voting has started. I'm going to get out of here because I got to go do some door knocking. I love going out there to door knock and talking to individuals. But let me put this up on the screen one more time where this early voting has started. July 26th. You see it today. 60 East Pike. Man, I'm excited. I can't keep saying it, but I am. I am. God bless you. I'm the safest vote. Safer neighborhoods, accountability, financial stability, economic growth for all. Safety is our platform, transparency, and youth empowerment. That's the foundation and the base. The Pontiac Master Plan and the Charter, that's the power. That's the people's power. That's the people's voice. And that's what we're pushing. And that's what we're going to do. So God bless you. Have a great morning. I will see you later. We got some many things to talk about, but I'm going to get out here. If you want to door knock with us, meet us at the Pontiac Library or give us a call. I didn't put that up. You're right. I did not put that up. I got my campaign manager in the back. Hold on. www.gillgarrettforpontiac.com to join the team so you can get up-to-date text messages and newsletter about what we're doing around this campaign. 248-892-8200 direct sale. Hey, text me. Gil, where y'all walking at? And one more thing before we go. I am so grateful for folks who have already joined the team and watched what we're doing, have read and repeated the website. I appreciate y'all, man. I do, for helping us get the word out. Man, God bless you. We out here. And we're your safest vote. I appreciate you. God bless you.